Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is time. Call of Duty Next is here, and of course this means we have so much intel to break down regarding MW3. And between last night with a bunch of different leaks from beta gameplay and today with the next reveal, we now know a lot more about Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, and today we're going over all the details that you need to know. As we get into it, if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it, would be seriously appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, we're gonna have so much content dropping this week, next week, between the betas, all the reveals happening today, so you definitely don't want to miss any of it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications to stay up to date. So initially, when it comes to Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer gameplay, things are quite different from Modern Warfare 2. Think what Modern Warfare 2 did that was controversial and not really well received. Basically, MW3 has gone and changed all of that, right? Initially, movement. Boy, does it look smooth. We're talking the sliding, which can be really quick and really snappy and fluid, but also kind of lengthy and a little bit more aggressive. Like, you can slide decent distances with like the tac stance animation, which, if you're not familiar, this is a new animation, a new movement, quote unquote movement style that we've got with MW3 multiplayer, where basically it's a mix of ADS and hipfire, very similar to how a canted laser would work in Modern Warfare 2, for instance. So you can be a little bit more accurate with your hipfire, but it's not a full-on ADS either. It's just a nice mix in between the two, and you can tether that together nicely with sliding and other movement mechanics to really have very fluid transitions between your gameplay styles there, which is definitely very cool. On top of that, as far as the weapons behave, it's almost like it's a mix and a balance between MW 2019 and MW2. The visual recoil, much better than that of MW2. I don't think it's necessarily one-to-one of MW 2019 and Warzone 1 by any means, where every single gun is a laser beam, but it's a lot more manageable. It's a lot less noisy, I think is the best way to put it there, where you're going to be able to stay on target much easier in this game, which obviously is ideal when you do have better movement. It's going to be obviously very important to be able to consistently stay on target, and that's going to make life easier for all levels of players, whether you're a great player, a mediocre player, someone just starting out, maybe you're not all that experienced. That'll be nice for everyone involved. Now, on top of that, a few other additional new details that we've learned. Within the MW2 menu, we are obviously going to have map voting return when you go ahead and you actually queue into games, which is going to be nice and convenient. And according to Charlie Intel and various other sources, this time around, the menu queuing, the menus are going to be a lot more simplified, basically. There's going to be less clicks to get into gameplay. It's going to be a little bit more mainstreamed and less complicated and less cluttered, I guess you could say, than what we have currently in MW2, which, as we know, is obviously kind of messy and a little bit obnoxious to always navigate through the menus. It's a little bit more snappy and responsive, basically. Within the actual beta itself, we are going to end up seeing 30 total levels. And then within those levels, obviously, every time you rank up, you're going to be able to unlock various new attachments, new weapons, perks, equipment, all the usual stuff there. But for the beta this year, 30 is going to be that max rank. Obviously, a big thing this year is the various new pieces of gear. So this is going to act like the perks, but it's classified as gear now. So you've got vest, the infantry vest, the engineer vest, the gunner vest, the demolition vest, all going to be doing various different things like increasing your tac sprint duration, spotting enemy equipment, deploying with max ammo, and improving your reload speed, a bunch of different things like that. On top of the vests, which almost act as wild cards in a way, you then have your gloves, your boots, and your basic gear available as well. So this will also increase things for perks like scavenger, being able to swap weapons faster, reload while sprinting. The lightweight boots will let you obviously move faster. There will be the dead silence boots that we've talked about before. So a very similar perk system to what we've seen in years past. It's just now being classified as something different. And yes, this year for the perks, right as the game starts, they're all going to be available to use. You're going to be able to actively have your perks live all game, which is nice to see. It's not going to take 3 minutes into a match to get your third perk tier there unlocked, which I'm definitely glad that that's returning. I don't think that's something that ever should have really changed in COD gameplay, but hey, nevertheless, here we are. At least it's back in MW3. Now, of course, in addition to all the MW2 weapons being available at launch for MW3's multiplayer, MW3 is going to have its own select weapons as well. All new weapons, some that'll be similar to years past as well, so a lot to choose from. The beta, obviously, is not going to have every single gun available right away. We do have a limited selection for that, so that's something that we'll have to take advantage of once the full game is out and we get access to all guns. But for now, we've got a pretty decent selection. We currently have the major weapons list for the beta. For the rifles, we're going to have the SVA 545, the MTZ 556, and then also the MCW, which is basically the ACR. I, for one, am very, very excited to see that. That should be a fun one to see return there. For the battle rifles, we've got the MTZ 762, and then also the Bass B. For the SMGs here, we've got the Rival 9, which is basically the CX9. Of course, we saw that one back towards the end of MW 2019. We've got the AMR 9, which you may recall was actually a weapon back during Advanced Warfare. So that is in fact back. We've also got the Striker. You might recall that we had the Striker in MW 2019. This one's sort of an updated version. It's definitely not a one-to-one copy. And this is essentially the equivalent of the UMP that we all know and love. So that should be very fun, very nostalgic to use that again. We've got the ACR and the UMP back, and we're gonna be playing on the MW2 2009 maps. It should be an absolute blast. For the shotguns, we currently have the Riveter, and then also the Lockwood 680, probably gonna be similar to the standard other Lockwoods that we've seen in other various COD installments, including this year with MW2. For the LMGs, we've got the Holger 26. You may recall this one from Warzone 1 and MW 2019 as well. Then we also have the Pullum Yacht 762, which is kind of like a PKM, a PKP style LMG there. And that's actually one of the ones that we saw with the aftermarket parts. Those I don't think are going to be live in the beta, but we can turn the Pullum Yacht into a bullpup rifle, which will be kind of interesting to see. For marksman rifles, we've got the MTZ Interceptor, and this is a 10-round 7.62 marksman rifle, so it'll be pretty strong there. We also have the MCW 6.8 as like a weapon platform option there. And then the snipers for the beta are particularly interesting in my opinion. The longbow in specific, this is a 25-round lightweight heavy modified sniper. So 25 rounds, you're never going to have to reload with this thing ever. It's going to be very interesting to play around with that. And then also we have the KV Inhibitor, which is a semi-auto rifle. It's a 338 semi-auto rifle, and that's a 10-round sniper as well. So the sniper selection is definitely interesting there. As far as like the primaries go in general, we got pretty good diversity, I would say, overall for the weapon selection in the beta. And then we have the standard secondaries as well. So fun stuff there for sure. We also got a decent look at the gunsmith as well via Charlie Intel's various tweets that obviously you guys have seen on the screen here. Overall, at least for the beta here, the gunsmith is very similar to what we've had in recent years with MW2 and MW 2019. I fully expect that to also be the same carrying into, you know, COD 2024 and everything moving forward with the whole COD HQ style theme here. But as far as like the unlocks and everything go, very cool that it's going to be streamlined a little bit more this year, where we're going to have a lot more universal attachments, basically, is the way that they've gone through and described things. So that's definitely nice to see. I also like the breakdown of the pros and cons. It's a little bit more clear as to what's going on. And of course, come the full game, we're going to have detailed weapon stats available as well. You can also go through and actually filter various different attachments by what they're going to do, whether you're looking for recoil control enhancing attachments, fire rate enhancing attachments. If you're looking just straight up for aftermarket parts that are available on any given gun, that's also an option as well, which is pretty cool. But the general HUD, the general layout is going to be very similar here. Like I said, I don't really envision that as something that's going to be changing much here moving forward. Overall, though, I mean, I gotta say, MW3 multiplayer is certainly looking promising as far as the gameplay goes, the updates and changes that they've made in regards to direct feedback from MW2 that was obviously very critical, and the game was not just well received in general. This should be a nice change of pace and a nice fresh update and refresh almost, I guess, into what we should have gotten post MW 2019. Definitely like what I'm seeing. Obviously with the beta, we're going to be able to all try it out ourselves and really see if everything translates that looks good into actual gameplay. Stay tuned for more videos though. We're going to have so much more coverage regarding Warzone multiplayer as well once the full beta is out with gameplay, different breakdowns there. You guys aren't going to want to miss a thing. I got you covered with all the latest intel, so be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. And if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.